Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. We'll be talking about transit moon sextile or trine one's natal Mercury. This transit may manifest in feelings, emotional needs, reactions, and the family. This could be in harmony with your communications. The communications with family are likely to be more auspicious, more so than usual at this time, and it can be a time too where it's more of an opportunity to articulate, your feelings and your emotions at this time. If the transit moon says in Scorpio, they may be very intense and deep feelings, convoluted emotions. The transit moon in Pisces could be very chaotic type of emotions. Gemini could be very manifold feelings and emotions as some examples. And it's also a time where you're going to be likely more feeling and more in the mood to learn at this time and assimilate information. This is a time, the transit is not protracted or prolonged. It lasts you're looking at about 10 hours on average. If you're looking at, I use a 3-degree applying aspect and 2-degree separating aspect for the transit. And the thing about this too, if you have your natal Mercury in Aquarius, it could be learning astrology or computers or new technology, electronics, as some examples. And you may be more inclined to be more in the mood and feel like doing it more so than usual. And prominent women in your life and home and family members might be more connected with your learning. You might feel more like learning with them at this time, more so than usual, assimilating information with these people, or these people may give you information that is very productive, that is very positive and beneficial for you at this point in time. Now, Mercury is also analysis, so it might be more of an opportunity to analyze the feelings at this time, how you feel, your emotions at this time. Maybe people that are family members, the mother, or other family members, people you're close to home with. You may be more inclined to be able to analyze these people and see these people very clearly at this time. And it could also be a time too. Mercury is also connected with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. And it could be more of a time when you're in a mood where you feel like more activities with them, with these people, be more likely. Neighbors, they might be more welcome in your home at this time, or they may be inviting you over into their home at this point in time, and you might feel more at home with them at this time, more so than usual. If the natal Mercury stays in Capricorn, could be Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Capricorn characteristics. It could be older people, ones that are responsible, disciplined, serious, career-oriented. And also, too, Mercury is also connected with early education. It could be people that were prominent in your early education. You might feel more like doing activities with them more so than usual, or getting information, things that you learned at this time is what you might feel more like applying in your life. Perhaps it can be a time too where you look at the moon as well. You might be more responsive and react better, quicker to people that were in prominent early education, or even people that you know well in your short journeys, like going to the store as an example. And it can be a time to, looking at this transit. The moon is about our feelings, and you're going to feel more. You'll feel more like taking short journeys at this time, more so than usual, but you're more apt to express your feelings, be able to express your feelings better at this time on these matters, and matters with the early education as well, and be able to articulate them better. Again, as I was stating previously, I believe that it's really can be a time to really be able to readily articulate how you feel, what your mood is at this point in time, and also be able to describe matters, what's going on with your family at this time. And It can be also a time too. Remember that Mercury is also connected with short journeys. So if you got to run an errand for somebody at this time, you could be more in that mood to do so at this point in time. And the thing about it is too, again, because Mercury is connected with local transportation and short journeys, and it's also a time to where prominent women in your life may figure more prominently in these things as well. It might be a time where you're more apt to take, there's some prominent women in your life scheme or home or family members. They may be more involved in short journeys at this time, more so than usual. There might be more of an opportunity if you're in sales or you're working with the public, if you're in a store and you're selling items, where you're more of a, I would say, better chance to be able to sell to the public because you're able to more communicate with them better at this time, more so than usual. Now, many of you, when you have this transit, may be sleeping for part of the transit, because remember, this lasts for about 10 hours. So it's all dependent on your time zone, your sleep schedule, or what have you. But it can be a good time if you're like somebody that's like a door-to-door salesperson. This could be a very propitious time for you, because Mercury is about mobility and short journeys, and it's a lot of has to do with communication. Moon is associated with the public, so this could be a time where you can really have where they could be very auspicious for doing that, I would say. Another thing is that anatomically speaking, Mercury is connected with the hands, the arms, the nerves, the lungs, and breathing. And if there's any of these issues that you're coping with or having to contend with at this time, this could be more of a chance to be able to do something about it, or you'll be more in the mood to do so at this time, more so than usual. And it may be where family members or people you're close to home with, the mother, they may be able to do things to help you be around for support in these matters, and you might be able to care for these things more so than usual. If you're nurturing health related issues, if you have any with what I just described, anatomically associated with Mercury. And Mercury is also connected with the rational thinking and rational mind, so it's really a good time where the emotions won't cloud your judgment at this time, because again, you're talking about a good relationship between the moon, which is connected with the emotions, and Mercury, which is rational thinking and a rational mind. Anyway, well, this could be a time when you have this transit where you may feel, which is the moon, more like assimilating information, which is Mercury. Now, if natal Mercury is in Aquarius, it could be something with astrology or astronomy, computers, electronics, as some examples. This could be a very favorable time for communication, which is Mercury, with the mother, the family, people you're close to home with, which is the moon. It could be people that were prominent in your past. Let's say, for example, if the natal Mercury is in Virgo in the 6th house, it could be diagnosing, let's say if natal Mercury is in Virgo in the 3rd house in the natal chart, it could be diagnosing and analyzing, which is Virgo, a vehicle, which is the 3rd house, local transportation. Now, it also can be auspicious to respond, which is the moon, to siblings, cousins, or neighbors, which is Mercury at this time. Let's say, for example, if the natal Mercury is in Aries, it could be responding to maybe a situation with fire, or having to do some welding, or something that requires a confrontation or some kind of courage, where you have to use courage at this point in time. Another thing too, it may be easier at this time, more so than usual, to express your feelings, which is the moon, about people that were prominent in your early education, which is Mercury. Now, let's say, for example, if the natal Mercury is in Taurus, it could be Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurian characteristics. It could be people that are very loyal, stable, steadfast, persistent, persevering, stolid, as an example. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, now it may also be easy, again, I'm going to reiterate what I believe I said previously, it could be very easy to articulate and verbalize, which is Mercury, your feelings at this time, which is the moon. Now, if the say the natal moon is in Gemini, it could be manifold feelings. Again, going back to Scorpio as an example, it could be very convoluted emotions and deep and intense feelings at this time, or just how you feel about something, in general. If the natal moon is in Virgo, it might be where your person is criticizing or feeling like analyzing and criticizing, something, those feelings about something. So those are some examples. And say another example, if the natal moon is in Capricorn, it could be feeling, or it might be easier to articulate one feeling very despondent or melancholy or disconsolate at this point in time. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.